Please listen carefully. It is not a simple coincidence that you clicked on this video. You were destined to do so. Do you have an invincible inner drive that compels you to change the world despite all the obstacles? Have you experienced a deep understanding of two realities and been able to move between them with grace and wisdom? You might be one of the few people on this earth with a remarkable depth of soul and purpose. If these questions speak to you, these people are characterized by their capacity to transcend traditional boundaries and access higher planes of consciousness rather than only their physical strength or academic accomplishments. They possess a special ability to comprehend, navigate, and combine two realities into a single vision of unity and enlightenment, making them the strongest souls among us. We look at the 8 indicators that you have the strongest soul on the planet today. You could identify with some of these descriptions as you progress through these traits. This is a call to people who sense that inner drive, an appreciation of your tenacity, and an understanding of your capacity to make a lasting impact on the world. A profound awareness of dual realities is the first indication that one is among the strongest souls on the planet. The physical world, which is governed by time's linear progression and the actual experiences that mold our everyday lives, is on the one hand. Actions are observable and results are quantifiable in this area of concrete reality. On the other hand, there is a more delicate spiritual plane that is not constrained by the standard rules of physics. Here, time bends and flows in non-linear ways, and our consciousness's core connects to an infinitely vast entity. These powerful souls are able to stand at the intersection of two distinct timelines because of their awareness of dual realities. The spiritual timeline, where events, emotions, and energies transcend the conventional boundaries of past, present, and future, and the linear chronological path we follow through physical existence. They have a thorough grasp of the multifaceted nature of the cosmos. Thanks to this special viewpoint, they are aware of the subtle energies and spiritual ties that permeate every aspect of our lives, in addition to the bodily movements and responses of the material world. Such people tackle life's issues with a wisdom that extends beyond the immediate boundaries of the visible world, because they use this information with great insight and balance. They understand that every choice and action made in the material world has an impact on the spiritual plane, affecting and molding results in ways that are beyond the scope of common sense. They are able to align their individual journey with the larger development of communal consciousness by making decisions that are in line with a higher purpose thanks to this dual awareness. These powerful souls serve as bridges, fusing the visible and invisible, the tangible and the ethereal, by living with this profound awareness of dual realities. Their existence is a living example of how everything is interrelated and that reality is far more intricate and interwoven than the senses of the body would imply. By acknowledging and accepting the first indication of their fundamental nature, they light the way for humanity as well as for themselves, leading us toward a time when the lines between the spiritual and physical worlds will become less distinct and the really limitless essence of the cosmos will be revealed. The ability to live fearlessly is the second characteristic that distinguishes the strongest souls from the others. This extraordinary trait does not mean that they are fearless. Instead, they have an unmatched capacity to confront evil directly, to recognize its existence while refusing to allow it to control their course. For these strong individuals, fear serves as a motivator for personal development rather than a hindrance, encouraging them to further explore their goals and objectives. Living fearlessly, they face life's inevitable obstacles with an uncommon and admirable bravery. Think about the entrepreneur that relentlessly pursues their vision despite the overwhelming chance of failure. viewing setbacks as opportunities rather than obstacles. Or the artist who, despite their fear of rejection or criticism, shares their soul with the world via their art. These are the expressions of a spirit that embraces vulnerability as a source of strength rather than allowing it to constrain it. Their objective to elevate consciousness and unite dual realities is closely linked to this brave position. They are aware that fear frequently stems from a lack of connection to the spiritual world and its boundless wisdom. They get the perspective and confidence that all difficulties are a part of a greater divine design by developing a strong connection to this higher reality. They have the courage to go despite the uncertainty of the path because of this awareness. This sublime fortitude is displayed in many ways by the strongest spirits. It can be observed in the spiritual teacher who shares radical truths without fear of social rejection because they believe their message can spark significant change, or in the environmental activist who opposes powerful opponents to defend the planet out of a love for it that outweighs any fear of harm to themselves. These remarkable people show that true courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the will to act despite it by exemplifying what it means to live beyond fear. They lead us to our collective progress into a level of greater consciousness by illuminating the way to a higher existence where fear is transcended and growth and mission take precedence. A mission-driven lifestyle, a life purpose so ingrained in their being that it forms the very core of their actions and desires, is the third indicator of the strongest souls among us. These people are not merely observers of the universe, they are the creators of a new vision in which the distinctions between the visible and invisible are blurred, bringing about a period of harmony and enlightenment. Their lives are a tribute to the strength of spiritual perseverance, driven by an unshakable dedication. Every action they perform and choice they make is motivated by the desire to help humanity rise as a whole. This commitment stems from a strong inner calling that speaks to the very essence of who they are, not from a sense of duty. They seem to have been given a holy duty to serve as messengers for a greater wisdom that aims to reconcile and repair the conflicting facets of our lives. Their journey is characterized by remarkable tenacity and resilience, which are most evident when faced with hardship. When faced with obstacles, they find strength in their unshakable faith in their objective rather than in retreating. This perseverance is a sign of their deep dedication to their goal, rather than just being stubborn. They are aware that there are many challenges in the way of combining two realities into a higher state of consciousness, yet they continue because they believe that their efforts are essential to the planet's spiritual development. Pioneers on the path to spiritual enlightenment, these mission-driven individuals are leading a new era. Their presence illuminates the path for others to follow, serving as a beacon of hope. They show that it is possible to lead a life that not only transcends the individual, but also plays a significant role in the larger collective movement towards a higher consciousness through their commitment and tenacity. The fourth sign that identifies the strongest souls among us is their mastery over emotional turbulence. By embodying this third sign, they remind us all of the transformative power of living with a purpose that is in line with the greater good of all beings, pushing us towards a future where the unity of dual realities heralds a new dawn of spiritual enlightenment. These people are able to acknowledge and honor the intensity of their emotions without becoming overcome by them, because they have an inner compass that helps them navigate emotional storms. Their emotional fortitude is like the steadfastness of a lighthouse, standing firm against tumultuous waves and offering direction to those who are lost in their own storms as well as to themselves. Their capacity to maintain composure in the face of chaos enables them to make decisions with compassion and clarity, ensuring that their actions are in line with their higher purpose. Think of the leader who handles a crisis with poise, whose composure gives their team confidence and stability, or the healer whose calm presence gives strength and comfort to people in agony, their own emotional equilibrium serving as a healing source. These are striking illustrations of how emotional control improves one's ability to carry out one's objective by transforming possible diversions into chances for development and closer relationships. This emotional balance is essential to their quest to unite two worlds and raise the level of consciousness. It enables them to see the spiritual meaning of earthly difficulties, turning both individual and group adversities into opportunities for spiritual development and enlightenment. Their ability to control their emotions is a lighthouse that leads people from a time of fear and uncertainty to a time of enlightened understanding and solidarity. They provide a strong example for others by handling their emotional experiences with elegance, proving that real strength is the capacity to move wisely and balancedly through the whole range of human emotions. The great capacity to heal and transform others is the sixth indication of the strongest souls on the planet. With an open heart and an intuitive awareness of the restorative power of empathy, compassion, and unconditional love, these beings navigate the world. They pay close attention to what is said as well as the soul's silent cries and whispers, and they respond with wisdom that uplifts, heals, and inspires. They create a haven where people feel seen, heard, and valued, whether it's through spoken words, healing touch, or just their peaceful presence. This creates an atmosphere that is conducive to change. As varied as the souls themselves are their strategies and tactics for promoting recovery and development. Some may employ narrative, music, or art to weave creativity and beauty into a reassuring and motivating tapestry. Others might use spiritual activities that link people to a greater feeling of serenity and purpose, such as mindfulness, meditation, or other techniques. Then there are some who remind us of our interdependence and the strength of community by exemplifying the transformational power of love in action via deeds of service and kindness. The ability to discern the potential for light even in the darkest situations, and to identify the seed of greatness within every person they come into contact with, is what really distinguishes these people. They recognize that healing is more than just easing suffering. It's about bringing out the beauty and strength that each individual possesses, enabling them to transcend their limitations and reach their greatest potential. Through their deeds, these resilient individuals exemplify the idea that genuine healing is a two-way process that benefits both parties and threads a thread of love and togetherness throughout humanity. Unconditional acceptance of oneself and others is the sixth indicator that identifies the strongest spirits among us. The self is where this profound acceptance starts. These extraordinary people are fully aware of and accepting of their own shortcomings, strengths, weaknesses, and distinctive characteristics. They are aware that the first step to true healing and development is accepting oneself. They set a strong example for others to follow by releasing themselves from the bonds of self-doubt and criticism by accepting their own flaws. This inner harmony allows them to extend the same level of acceptance to those around them, producing a ripple effect of healing and growth in their communities. They approach other people with an open mind and without passing judgment, seeing the humanity that unites us all despite our outward distinctions and social identities. People feel heard, seen, and appreciated for who they really are in this safe haven of unconditional acceptance, which soothes wounded spirits. Barriers are removed, and genuine connections are made in such a setting, opening the door for significant individual and group change. The ability of these strong souls to welcome others unconditionally considerably boosts their capability to heal and transform. People are more inclined to open up, reveal their weaknesses, and start the healing process when they feel appreciated. The seeds of transformation are sown by this acceptance, which promotes development, inquiry, and the ending of cycles that no longer benefit the person or the community. It fosters a culture of compassion, empathy, and support for one another, all of which are necessary for any significant change. These individuals live in a sense of awe and thankfulness by accepting the world in all its beauty and flaws, which strengthens their position as change agents. They encourage a collective movement toward a society that is more inclusive, loving, and caring by motivating those around them to take up a similar attitude of acceptance. The strongest souls offer us an important lesson by accepting and embodying this sixth sign. Acceptance is the key to transformation. A keen awareness of the indications and synchronicity that permeate their journey is the seventh indication of the strongest souls on the planet. These people approach life with an open heart and a watchful soul, prepared to hear and decipher the universe's secrets. Whether it's a particular animal's sudden appearance, a recurrent pattern of numbers, or an accidental meeting that seems predestined, they see these events as signals that carry meaning, messages that provide direction, comfort, and occasionally a gentle prod to change direction. Their awareness of their role in the cosmic tapestry is shaped by this spiritual discourse with the universe, which becomes a fundamental part of their lives. The discovery of signals and synchronicity strengthens their belief in a universe that is naturally kind and encouraging, in addition to validating their quest. This faith is not blind, rather it is based on a profound comprehension of the cosmos as an interactive, sentient being that speaks in a language that is beyond words. It allows people to make choices that are in line with a greater wisdom that goes beyond the apparent and material, rather than just reasoning or social norms. They seem to be guided toward their highest good and the larger collective evolution by an internal compass that is tuned to the frequencies of the cosmos. Living in harmony with these indications has a significant impact. Each step is done with confidence and purpose, transforming their life into a co-creative dance with the universe. People around them are influenced to pay attention to their own indicators and synchronicity by the calm and assurance that emanates from their being as a result of this alignment. They turn into real-life illustrations of how to deal with life's uncertainties by letting go of control and submitting to a greater power that produces the most fortunate results. The strongest spirits teach us how to see past appearances and listen to the universe's silent song, which leads us through its boundless wisdom by living up to this seventh sign. Their significant function as catalysts for a tremendous transformation in collective consciousness is the eighth indicator that distinguishes the strongest souls on Earth. These individuals hold a bright vision of what humanity is capable of, a world in which diversity is not only accepted but celebrated, where disagreements are replaced by cooperation, and where the sense of isolation is dispelled by the recognition of our innate unity. They inspire people to see beyond the boundaries of the ego and adopt a more wider, interconnected perspective of life. By living out this vision, which ignites a spark of transformation in the hearts and minds of those they touch, they have a deep and subtle effect on the world stage. Through their creative expression, acts of kindness, and wisdom sharing, they create a new story for humanity that highlights the strength of compassion, love, and solidarity. Their ideas and energy reverberate across the group, upending antiquated beliefs and igniting fresh perspectives. Their persistent dedication to this higher cause acts as a beacon of hope during turbulent and divided times, guiding us through the dark and toward a dawn of greater awareness and harmony. As a result of these resilient souls, humanity has evolved by becoming more conscious of our shared responsibility to the earth and to one another. They encourage us to live a more deliberate and mindful life by serving as a reminder that every word, thought, and deed adds to the fabric of our common reality. They play a crucial role in leading human history away from conflict and toward a future where the common good serves as the guiding ideal. Their contributions are frequently unseen and behind the scenes. These amazing creatures show how the transformation of individual hearts and minds forges the way to enlightenment and oneness by acting as catalysts for the change in collective consciousness. They set the stage for a new phase of human growth, one marked by unending love, deep tranquility, and the recognition of our common divinity. By encouraging us to rise above our limits and embrace our interconnectedness, we discover not only the remarkable traits that these people possess, but also a path for our own spiritual development as we investigate these 8 indicators that characterize the strongest souls among us. In our quest for enlightenment and unity, these souls shine brightly because of their profound awareness of dual realities, mission-driven existence, ability to live beyond fear, mastery over emotional turbulence, ability to heal and transform others, sensitivity to synchronicity and signs, unconditional acceptance of self and others, and crucial role as catalysts for a shift in collective consciousness. We invite you, our beloved audience, to contribute your own stories in the spirit of growth and harmony that characterizes the strongest spirits among us. Have you come across people who exhibit these symptoms, or have you had personal experiences that align with these attributes? Your tales of waking, healing, and transformation are more than just anecdotes. They are the ties that bind us together and the hints of change and hope that motivate us all. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the Starseer channel and leave a comment.